The 1,000-year peace is over. Aliens declare war, but humans only laugh. Other species believed that humans were simple and weak. Humans traded, built, and explored slowly. No one thought they were dangerous. On Earth, people lived normal lives. Children went to school. Adults went to work. Cities grew taller and machines became smarter. Humans enjoyed the calm, but quietly, many remembered the lessons of old wars. One morning, the Galactic Council sent a message to all member planets. The message was clear and urgent. The Zarn Empire had declared war on humanity. The Zarn were known for their strength and aggression. They had conquered many star systems before. Most species feared them. They expected humans to panic. Instead, on Earth, people laughed. Captain John Carter sat in a command room with analyst Lisa Brown. The message played on a wide screen. John leaned back in his chair, watching the flashing symbols of the alien fleet. "They really think we are weak," he said quietly. Lisa looked at him and shook her head. "They have no idea what we are capable of," she replied. Outside the window, the sun shone over a peaceful city. People were walking to work, unaware of the storm coming from space. On the Galactic Council station, alarms rang. Ambassadors from many planets argued and shouted. "The humans will surrender," one said. "They are peaceful," another shouted. The council debated endlessly. No one believed humans could fight. The Zarn were feared across the galaxy. Their ships were fast, their weapons strong, and their fleets massive. Yet somewhere in the calm Earth sky, humans were preparing. John Carter called his officers. Lieutenant Daniel Ross, Engineer Emma White, and Navigator Lisa Brown gathered around. "We have a war declaration," John said, "but we are not scared. We never were." The officers nodded. They knew humanity had grown quietly in strength over centuries. On the surface, humans appeared normal. Cities, trade, and schools gave the galaxy a sense of safety. Beneath, hidden facilities and fleets waited, ready if ever needed. Far from Earth, the Zarn Empire celebrated. Emperor Cranks looked at the images of human planets. "They are weak. They will surrender in days," he said. Generals nodded. Their ships were powerful. The Empire had never failed in war. It was hard for them to imagine that a species of traders and builders could fight back. Cranks did not notice the small ships hidden beyond the asteroid belts, ready to strike if necessary. Back on Earth, John Carter reviewed human intelligence reports. "They think peace makes us weak. It does not. We learned patience, observation, and strategy. We know them better than they know us." Lisa Brown nodded, her fingers moving quickly over the control panels. She analyzed every detail of the Zarn fleet. She knew their strengths, weaknesses, and likely strategies. "We have waited a long time for this moment," she said. "They will learn that humans are not easy to defeat." In the skies of Earth, satellites blinked and hummed. They were more than simple machines. They watched, recorded, and even protected. Humans had learned long ago that peace did not last forever. 1,000 years of calm had not made them lazy. It had made them patient. Children played in parks, but training programs ran quietly in secret facilities. Engineers worked on ships that could move faster than any known fleet. Weapons were tested, but hidden. Humans waited for the right moment. On the first day of the declaration, the Zarn sent a warning message. "Prepare to surrender or be destroyed." Their voice boomed across human space. The Council of Earth listened. Some leaders were nervous, but the general public did not panic. John Carter smiled. "They still think words can scare us," he said. Lisa Brown shook her head and smiled back. "Words never scared humans, action does." While the galaxy watched and debated, humans moved quietly. They did not call for fleets. They did not shout threats. They prepared, trained, and checked their systems. Hidden from view, fleets moved into position beyond human detection. Satellites hummed messages between them. The galaxy had no idea what was happening. Humans had learned the greatest lesson of peace. Do not reveal your strength until needed. Far away, the Tsarn Empire sent scouts toward human colonies. These scouts expected surrender. They found nothing. Human fleets were not visible. Defensive weapons seemed absent. The scouts reported back to Cranks. "There is nothing, Emperor. They are undefended." Cranks grinned. "Then we strike tomorrow. Prepare the fleets." The Empire was confident. They did not believe that one species of humans could hide so much power. On Earth, John Carter and Lisa Brown watched the scouts' movements. "They think we are weak. They think this is easy," John said. Emma White nodded. "We will let them learn the hard way," she said. In hidden command centers, humans ran simulations. They tested strategies against the Tsarn fleets. Every possibility was considered. Humans had studied the galaxy, studied the Tsarn, and studied themselves. They knew how to win. The first night before the attack, Earth was calm. Cities shone like diamonds in the dark. Children slept, unaware of the war declared against them. Adults walked streets, unaware of the fleets moving silently in orbit. John Carter walked through the command room. He saw his team focused, ready, but calm. The calm was not fear. It was confidence. Humans had learned to wait for the right moment. 1,000 years of peace had taught patience. Patience now would save millions of lives. In a hidden bay on Earth, ships larger than the largest alien vessels moved quietly. Engines powered down, shields active, weapons ready. Each ship had been built in secret over decades. Engineers like Emma White had worked tirelessly, perfecting designs. No other species had known about these ships. They were humans' secret, and the Tsarn would soon discover that the galaxy had misjudged humans entirely. As the first light of morning broke, humans continued daily life. Children played, workers went to factories, and traders visited markets. Yet beneath the surface, humans prepared for the storm to come. John Carter looked at the holographic display of the Tsarn fleet. He smiled. "They will be surprised," he said. Lisa Brown nodded. "And the galaxy will watch and learn." The Tsarn Empire did not know that humans had spent 1,000 years growing in strength while appearing weak. The Empire believed in fear, in numbers, in overwhelming force. Humans had learned a different way: strategy, patience, and preparation. They had waited, hidden, and trained quietly, letting the galaxy assume that peace made them fragile. John Carter made a final report to the leaders of Earth. "We do not fight yet. We wait. We observe." The Tsarn think they have won without a battle. Soon, they will learn that humans are not to be taken lightly. 1,000 years of peace have not softened us. They will regret underestimating us. The first part of the human story ends with the calm before the storm. The Tsarn Empire believes that humanity is weak. Humans continue life as usual, smiling quietly, watching, preparing. Laughter is not mockery. It is confidence. 1,000 years of peace have made them patient, skilled, and ready. The galaxy has no idea what comes next. Part 2. The first strike that failed, the Tsarn Empire had sent its scouts to human space, and they had reported nothing. The humans seemed undefended. Emperor Cranks was confident. He believed the first strike would crush humanity before they even realized war had begun. Across the galaxy, the council members whispered in fear, expecting human surrender. They did not know that humans had waited quietly, ready for this very moment. On Earth, Captain John Carter and his officers watched the movement of the Tsarn fleets. The screens showed hundreds of ships approaching human space. John leaned forward. "They are coming fast. They expect us to panic." Lisa Brown shook her head. "They do not know patience. They do not know we have prepared for this." The human fleet, hidden beyond the asteroid belt, powered up quietly. Ships that seemed small were faster and stronger than the Tsarn could imagine. Weapons that had been kept secret now were ready. The first strike came at night. The Tsarn fleet entered the edge of human space, their weapons glowing bright. Sensors on Earth's satellites picked them up instantly. Humans did not fire immediately. John Carter gave calm orders. "Let them think we are weak. Hold position." The officers followed, keeping silent and focused. The Tsarn were confident. They had never lost a war in centuries. Humanity seemed like easy prey. The first shots came from the Tsarn. Their lasers lit the dark space like bright ribbons. They expected no resistance. The alien commanders cheered. On Earth, people watched calmly from their homes. Alarms rang in hidden command centers, but there was no panic. John Carter and Lisa Brown studied the fleet. Every weapon fired by the Tsarn moved as predicted. Humans had prepared simulations for every attack pattern. Then, in a controlled moment, human defenses activated. Shields rose around the hidden fleets. Ships blinked in flashes of light, appearing in unexpected positions. The Tsarn lasers hit the shields and bounced back. Some ships disappeared entirely, reappearing behind the enemy lines. The Tsarn commanders could not understand what happened. "Our weapons are useless," one screamed. The first strike had failed. A small alien fleet was destroyed almost instantly. The Tsarn fleet slowed, confused. Lieutenant Daniel Ross guided a squadron to intercept. Their ships moved with perfect coordination. The Tsarn tried to regroup, but humans had studied their tactics for decades. Emma White managed the energy systems of the hidden human ships, redirecting power to shields and weapons with exact timing. Every Tsarn strike was blocked or redirected. The alien empire had never faced such skill. Across the galaxy, observers recorded the event in disbelief. Humans had not surrendered, they had waited. John Carter sent a calm message to the Tsarn fleet. It was not threatening, only a statement. "You will find humans are not as you think." The aliens were confused. They expected fear and surrender. They found silence and precise action. Lisa Brown smiled. "They are learning the first lesson," she said. "Do not underestimate humans." The battle continued for hours. The Tsarn launched multiple waves, but every wave failed. Hidden human ships struck and vanished, confusing the enemy. Defensive satellites on Earth helped guide the movements. Civilians watched the skies, unaware of the deadly dance above them. Traders, workers, and children saw nothing unusual, and life went on. It was part of the human strategy. Confidence came from calm, not chaos. On the Tsarn command ship, Emperor Kranks was furious. His generals had expected a simple victory. His fleets had been trained to overwhelm, not to face strategy and patience. He ordered more ships, but humans anticipated every move. Ships vanished from sensors, only to strike at weak points in the Tsarn formation. John Carter and Lisa Brown had mapped the enemy fleet completely. Every Tsarn command and maneuver was predicted. Humans had the advantage of patience and intelligence, not fear. By midday, the first Tsarn attack had failed completely. Thousands of alien soldiers were dead. Ships were destroyed or captured. The rest of the fleet retreated slightly, confused and scared. The galaxy watched. Ambassadors and leaders whispered. "How can humans fight like this?" one council member asked. "They have been underestimated for centuries," another replied. Humans had never revealed their true strength. The 1,000 years of peace had allowed them to grow quietly, unnoticed. Back on Earth, John Carter walked among his officers. "They will strike again," he said calmly. "We need to be ready." Lisa Brown nodded. "And they will not expect what comes next." Emma White adjusted the energy shields, running diagnostics. Every ship was prepared. Civilians were still unaware. The calm of human life was part of the plan. Humanity did not panic. Humans waited for the right moment, knowing the enemy would overreach. The Tsarn Empire sent scouts again, hoping to find weakness. The scouts reported human ships everywhere, moving in ways that made no sense to the aliens. Kranks was furious. "How can this be?" he shouted. "We attack and they are already prepared." His generals tried to calm him, but the truth was clear. Humans had studied the Tsarn for years. They knew their strengths, their weaknesses, and their tactics. Humans had prepared quietly while the galaxy slept. John Carter watched the sensors and smiled. "They do not understand patience," he said. They do not understand strategy. They will learn soon, Lisa Brown added. They will also learn respect. Humans are not weak. The hidden human fleet adjusted positions, ready for the next attack. They did not strike first. Humans chose when and how to fight. As night fell on Earth, the Zarn fleet retreated to regroup. They expected to return the next day with larger numbers. John Carter and his officers stayed at their stations, calm but alert. They think they can intimidate us, John said. But they have only shown us their fear of failure. Civilians slept, unaware that a war had already begun and already failed for the alien empire. Humanity had won the first strike without even being fully revealed. The galaxy began to whisper. Humans were not weak. Humans had been underestimated. The thousand-year peace had hidden skill, strength, and intelligence that no other species had expected. The Zarn Empire had learned the first lesson. Humans did not fight as the galaxy expected. They fought as humans had always fought, cleverly, patiently, and with confidence. John Carter looked at the stars beyond Earth. He knew this was only the beginning. The Zarn would not give up easily. They would attack again, stronger and faster, but humans were ready. They had waited 1,000 years for the day when the galaxy would think them weak. That day had come. Humans had only laughed. The laughter was quiet, but it was full of meaning. Humans had survived the first strike, and they would survive the next. The first strike of war ended, not with fear or chaos, but with calm and confidence. John Carter and Lisa Brown prepared reports for Earth's leaders. The message was simple: humans are not weak. The Zarn Empire had learned that the galaxy could be wrong about humanity. Ships remained hidden, defenses ready, and humans waited for the right moment to show their full strength. Part 2 ends with the Zarn shocked and the humans calm. The first attack failed. The galaxy is beginning to notice that humans are not just peaceful traders. They are patient, prepared, and ready to defend themselves. The war had begun, but humans had already won the first battle by refusing to panic and by using skill and strategy. Part 3. Laughter across the stars. After the first Zarn attack failed, the galaxy began to take notice. News of the humans' calm and precise defense spread quickly. Other species whispered in fear and disbelief. Humans, who had been underestimated for centuries, were proving that they were not weak. Captain John Carter and analyst Lisa Brown watched the reports with quiet satisfaction. "They still do not understand us," John said. "They think our calm is fear. It is not." Human fleets moved quietly, hidden from the main view of the galaxy. Ships shifted positions beyond asteroid belts and gas clouds. Every movement was deliberate. Lieutenant Daniel Ross piloted his squadron with skill, practicing maneuvers that would confuse any enemy. Engineer Emma White managed shields and energy flows. Every detail had been studied for decades. Humans had waited for the moment when the galaxy thought they were weak. Now, that moment had arrived. The Galactic Council called emergency meetings. Ambassadors from dozens of species argued about what they had seen. "How can humans fight like this?" one said. "They are peaceful. They do not attack." Another replied, "They wait. They are patient and they are strong." The council had long considered humans simple traders and builders. Now their assumptions were shattered. The laughter of humans, calm and confident, echoed in the reports from Earth. It was not mockery. It was understanding. Humans had waited for this. On Earth, John Carter and Lisa Brown prepared for the next move. The Zarn Empire would strike again, stronger and faster. John studied the alien fleet patterns. "They think speed and numbers win," he said. "We will show them intelligence and coordination." Lisa nodded. "They do not understand strategy. Humans adapt. Humans wait. They strike when needed." She reviewed simulations of the Zarn tactics and compared them with human capabilities. The gap was wide. Humans had prepared for every known attack pattern. The aliens had no idea what awaited them. The next attack came within days. The Zarn sent a fleet twice the size of the first. Their ships were armed with heavier weapons, faster engines, and better shields. On Earth, the human fleet remained calm. John Carter gave precise orders. Do not strike first. Wait until the enemy is in position. Every ship responded. Shields were ready. Weapons were ready. Hidden fleets moved to flanking positions, unseen by the Zarn sensors. When the battle began, humans did not panic. The first waves of alien weapons struck. The shields absorbed them easily. Human ships moved in perfect coordination, striking where the Zarn least expected. Lieutenant Daniel Ross led his squadron to intercept smaller groups. They disappeared after each attack, confusing the enemy. Emma White adjusted energy flows, redirecting power instantly to the ships that needed it most. The Zarn commanders were baffled. They had never faced an enemy who did not panic, who did not rush, and who responded so perfectly to every move. During the battle, John Carter transmitted a calm message on open channels. It was short but meaningful. Humans are not as you believe. We are patient, we are skilled, and we will not be weak. The Zarn ships paused, trying to understand. The laughter of humans had been reported by spies and scouts. It was not loud or aggressive. It was the sound of confidence and intelligence. The Zarn had never heard such a thing. They had assumed that fear and surrender were the only options. The battle continued for hours. Alien fleets were trapped in carefully planned maneuvers. Human ships appeared and disappeared like ghosts. Entire Zarn divisions were forced to retreat or surrender without heavy losses on the human side. Civilians on Earth went about their day as if nothing had changed. Children played in parks, adults worked in factories, and traders visited markets. The calm was part of the strategy. Humans never panicked. Humans always waited for the right moment to act. Across the galaxy, other species began to reconsider their assumptions. Ambassadors whispered about the humans' power. They are not just builders, one said. They are strategists. They are patient. They wait. The Galactic Council realized that humans had grown in ways no other species had noticed. 1,000 years of peace had hidden skill, intelligence, and strength. Humans had learned to study the galaxy, to study the enemy, and to study themselves. The Council began to fear what humans might do next. On Earth, John Carter and Lisa Brown reviewed the results of the battle. The Zarn fleet had been slowed, many ships destroyed or captured. Human forces remained almost untouched. John smiled. "They will strike again," he said. "But they will not succeed if we remain patient," Lisa nodded. "And every time they strike, they learn our patience. They will not understand until it is too late." Ambassador Kevin Moore addressed the Galactic Council. He spoke calmly, explaining humanity's strategy. Humans have not surrendered because they never intended to. Peace does not mean weakness. Humans have spent 1,000 years preparing, learning, and growing. They wait for the right moment to act. The galaxy should respect this patience. Council members listened in silence. No one had expected such intelligence and control. Humans were not simple traders. Humans were not weak. Humans were the guardians of the 1,000-year peace, and now they were showing their true power. The Zarn Empire tried a third wave. This time, the fleet included experimental weapons and faster ships. John Carter ordered the hidden human fleets to advance strategically. Human ships moved with precise timing, striking weak points in the Zarn lines. Lieutenant Daniel Ross executed a perfect flanking maneuver. Emma White managed energy shields, directing power where needed. The Zarn were trapped again. The alien empire could not understand how a supposedly weak species could defeat them so easily. During the battle, the galaxy observed quietly. Species who had once ignored humans now watched in awe. Humans had not only defended themselves but had done so with intelligence and patience. They had turned the expectation of weakness into a trap for the Zarn. The laughter of humans, reported by alien observers, became a symbol. It was not mockery or arrogance. It was confidence. It was the sound of a species that had studied, trained, and waited for centuries. After the third wave was defeated, John Carter and Lisa Brown prepared reports for Earth's leaders. They knew that more attacks would come, but humans had proven something important. Patience, preparation, and intelligence could overcome even the most powerful enemy. Civilians continued their lives as normal. Traders, children, and workers did not know the battles above them had been won. The calm of human life was part of the strategy. Humans fought differently from other species. They waited. They studied. They acted only when it mattered most. Emperor Cranks of the Zarn Empire was furious. His fleet had failed 3 times, and the humans had not even been fully revealed. Generals tried to calm him, but the truth was clear. Humans had learned the strengths and weaknesses of the Zarn. Humans had anticipated every attack. Humans had prepared for centuries. The Emperor realized that the galaxy had been wrong about humans. They were not weak. They were skilled, patient, and intelligent. The laughter of humans had been the first warning, and now the Empire understood it. John Carter watched the stars beyond Earth. He knew that humans had won not through brute force, but through patience and intelligence. Lisa Brown studied fleet patterns and smiled. "They still do not understand," she said. "They will learn. Humans are not weak. We will defend our planet and our people." The hidden human fleets remained in position, ready for the next move. Civilians slept peacefully. Children played. Life on Earth continued normally. Humans had learned the greatest lesson of peace. Do not reveal your strength until it is needed. As night fell on Earth, the galaxy began to whisper. Humans were no longer just peaceful traders and builders. They were strategists, guardians, and warriors. The Zarn Empire had begun to understand that humans were dangerous in ways no one had predicted. The laughter of humans, calm and confident, echoed across reports and observers. It was the sound of patience, preparation, and intelligence. The galaxy had underestimated humans for too long. Part 3 ends with humans showing their true power for the first time. The Zarn Empire is confused and defeated in multiple attacks. The Galactic Council begins to realize the mistake of underestimating humans. The galaxy watches as humans defend their planet calmly and intelligently. The laughter of humans is not mockery but confidence. Humans fight differently. They wait, they study, and they strike with precision. The war is just beginning, but the galaxy has already learned that humans are not weak. Part 4. The war that rewrote history after the third failed attack, the Zarn Empire realized something terrifying. Humans were not weak. They were patient, intelligent, and skilled. Emperor Cranks ordered his fleet to regroup and strike again. This time, he would send even more ships, armed with heavier weapons and faster engines. Across the galaxy, other species watched with fear. Humans had already shown that they could defend themselves easily. Now the real test of human strength was about to begin. On Earth, Captain John Carter studied the approaching Zarn fleet. "They will come stronger, faster, and more prepared," he said. Analyst Lisa Brown nodded. "And we will be ready. Humans do not panic. Humans adapt." Lieutenant Daniel Ross ran simulations of enemy attack patterns. Engineer Emma White checked the hidden fleet's energy flows and weapon systems. The human command was calm, confident, and ready. Civilians continued life as normal, unaware that war was spreading above them. The fourth strike came at dawn. The Zarn fleet appeared in the edge of human space with unmatched speed. They fired weapons that could destroy entire cities. Alien beams lit the sky like rivers of fire, but human ships were ready. Hidden fleets moved with precision, shielding the planet and guiding attacks. John Carter gave orders calmly. "Wait until they are overextended. Strike where they are weak." The officers followed with perfect coordination. Human ships struck in patterns that the Zarn could not predict. They appeared behind enemy lines, disabling weapons and shields. Lieutenant Daniel Ross led squads that vanished after every strike, confusing the alien commanders. Emma White directed power to critical areas, protecting human ships from damage. The Zarn fleet was massive, but humans had studied every tactic, every maneuver, every weakness. The aliens were trapped in ways they had never imagined. The galaxy watched in awe. Other species began to question their assumptions about humans. Ambassadors whispered in fear. "They are not just patient. They are brilliant strategists," one said. "1,000 years of peace have not softened them. They have learned, grown, and prepared," another replied. Humans had waited quietly for centuries, hiding their strength. Now their strategy was clear: defend, adapt, and strike precisely when needed. John Carter addressed the hidden fleets. "We fight not for conquest, but for protection. We protect our people and our planet. Patience is our weapon. Strategy is our shield. The galaxy will see our strength, and we will teach the lesson carefully." Lisa Brown monitored enemy communications. "They do not understand us yet. Every attack they make only strengthens our position." Emma White ensured the fleets were ready for the next maneuver. The calm confidence of humans was unshakable. The battle spread across human space. Smaller colonies were attacked by Zarn divisions, but human defenses were prepared. Automated shields, hidden ships, and coordinated strikes destroyed enemy units with minimal loss. Civilians were evacuated quietly or protected by invisible systems. John Carter watched the tactical map. "They fight with pride. We fight with intelligence. Pride is predictable. Intelligence is not." Every human movement was calculated. Every enemy reaction had been anticipated. The Zarn commanders were frustrated. Their pride and numbers were useless against human coordination. They could not understand how a species thought to be weak could adapt so quickly. Cranks shouted orders, but his fleet faltered again. Humans struck strategically, not destructively. Entire armadas were trapped without heavy casualties. Surrender was preferable to destruction. The galaxy watched in disbelief. Humans did not fight like any other species. They fought with understanding, patience, and precise action. Lieutenant Daniel Ross led a daring maneuver against a large Zarn fleet. Hidden human ships flanked the enemy, disabling engines and weapons. The Zarn were trapped in the middle of a human net they could not see. Emma White redirected energy flows, protecting ships that were vulnerable and striking weak points in enemy shields. The Zarn fleet panicked. For the first time, they realized humans were not just defending, they were dominating with control and intelligence. On Earth, civilians continued their daily lives. Children played in parks, workers went to factories, and traders conducted business as if nothing had changed. The calmness of human life was part of the strategy. Humans never panicked. Humans never rushed. Humans only acted when the moment was right. John Carter and Lisa Brown watched the tactical maps with pride. The humans had turned defense into offense, not with destruction, but with strategy. The Galactic Council sent observers to human space. They could see the precision of the human fleets, the coordination of every movement, and the calm of the command. Ambassador Kevin Moore explained to them, "Humans do not fight with anger or fear. They fight with patience, learning, and intelligence." 1,000 years of peace have taught them strategy, not weakness. Council members listened in silence. The galaxy had been wrong about humans for centuries. The lesson was now clear. The Zarn Empire sent reinforcements, hoping to overwhelm human defenses. John Carter and his officers were ready. The fleets moved with perfect timing, surrounding the enemy, disabling weapons, and forcing surrender without destruction. Humans had not sought conquest. They had sought protection, but their strength was undeniable. Alien commanders learned the hard way that underestimating humans was a fatal mistake. During the battle, human laughter was reported by observers. It was not loud or aggressive, but calm and confident. The aliens could not understand it. It was not mockery, it was intelligence. Humans had prepared for centuries, hiding their strength, and now they were showing it. Every attack by the Tsarn was met with precise countermeasures. Every movement was anticipated. Humans had turned the expectations of weakness into a trap for the enemy. John Carter sent a message to the Tsarn Empire. "We fight to protect our people. Surrender is wise. We are not weak. We are patient, skilled, and intelligent. Your pride is predictable. Ours is not." The message was calm, yet every word carried meaning. The Tsarn had learned that humans were not just peaceful traders. Humans were strategists, warriors, and guardians. The thousand-year peace had hidden their true power. Now, the galaxy saw it clearly. As the fourth strike ended, the Tsarn Empire was defeated again. Their ships were damaged, trapped, or surrendered. Human casualties were minimal. Civilians on Earth were safe. John Carter and Lisa Brown prepared for the next step. The galaxy had begun to understand humans' strength. Humans had rewritten the rules of war, showing that intelligence, patience, and strategy could defeat even the largest enemy forces. The war had spread across human space, but humans remained calm. The Tsarn had expected fear and chaos. Instead, they found calm, laughter, and skill. Lieutenant Daniel Ross, engineer Emma White, and analyst Lisa Brown coordinated movements that the aliens could not predict. Human fleets struck where needed, defended when necessary, and remained unseen when wise. The galaxy watched in awe. Humans had not only survived, they had dominated. The Galactic Council began to reform. Leaders realized that humans were not weak, peaceful traders. Humans were strong, patient, and intelligent. Ambassador Kevin Moore explained, "The humans have waited, studied, and prepared. They do not fight blindly. They fight with strategy, patience, and intelligence. The galaxy must respect them." Humans had not sought war, but they had shown that they could control it and dominate it with skill. John Carter looked at the stars beyond Earth. The Tsarn Empire would not give up easily. They would strike again. But humans had proven the power of patience and intelligence. Lisa Brown monitored sensors and smiled. "They will not understand until it is too late," she said. "Humans fight differently. Humans wait, observe, and act at the perfect moment." The hidden fleets remained ready. Civilians slept peacefully. The calm of human life was part of the strategy. Humans had rewritten what the galaxy thought it knew about strength. Part 4 ends with humans taking the fight to the aliens and demonstrating their superior strategy. The Tsarn Empire is defeated again and forced to retreat, humiliated by humans who never panicked and always acted with intelligence. The galaxy begins to understand that humans are not just peaceful traders. They are patient, strategic, and powerful. The laughter of humans echoes as a symbol of confidence and skill. The war continues, but humans have already rewritten history. Part 5. After the silence, the Tsarn Empire had struck many times, and each time, humans had responded with calm, intelligence, and precision. Fleets that were once feared now fell into traps, weapons were neutralized, and commanders were captured. The galaxy watched in disbelief as humanity revealed the full extent of its strength. Captain John Carter and analyst Lisa Brown knew the final strike was coming. The last battle would decide the outcome, but humans were ready. John gathered his officers in the main command room. Lieutenant Daniel Ross and engineer Emma White stood at attention, calm but alert. "This is the last wave," John said. "They are sending everything they have. We will defend our people and our planet, and then we will show the galaxy what humans are." Lisa Brown nodded. "They do not understand patience. They do not understand strategy. This will end soon, and it will end with our victory." On Earth, civilians continued their daily lives. Children went to school, workers went to factories, and traders visited markets. No one panicked. Behind the calm cities, hidden fleets were moving into position. Satellites monitored every alien movement. Human ships remained undetected, ready to strike at the perfect moment. The galaxy had seen humans defend. Now it was about to see humans dominate. The Tsarn fleet arrived at human space, massive and aggressive. Their ships glowed with energy, weapons ready to destroy everything in sight. Emperor Cranks commanded his forces, believing that this strike would finally crush humanity. The aliens expected fear, chaos, and surrender. Instead, they were met with calm precision. Human fleets moved like shadows, appearing in positions the Zarn had not predicted. Every move was coordinated, every attack calculated. John Carter gave the orders. Defend when needed, strike when possible. Patience is our greatest weapon. Intelligence is our shield. The galaxy will witness humans for the first time. Lieutenant Daniel Ross led squads to disable key enemy ships. Emma White redirected power to shields and weapons in perfect timing. Lisa Brown monitored communications, predicting every alien maneuver. The Zarn fleet faltered. Their massive weapons were neutralized before they could fire effectively. The battle raged across the edge of human space. Alien ships fired constantly, but human defenses absorbed or deflected the attacks. Hidden human fleets struck critical points in the Zarn formation. Ships that seemed small or ordinary were actually advanced vessels with precision weapons. The aliens could not comprehend how a supposedly weak species could coordinate so effectively. The galaxy watched in amazement. Humans had turned every expectation of weakness into an advantage. Emperor Cranks grew desperate. He sent his fastest ships into human territory, hoping to break defenses. John Carter anticipated the attack. Hidden human fleets appeared behind the Zarn ships, cutting off escape routes and disabling weapons. Lieutenant Daniel Ross executed a perfect flanking maneuver, forcing surrender without destruction. Emma White maintained shields, ensuring no human ships were damaged. The aliens panicked. The Zarn Empire had never faced a defeat like this. Across the galaxy, other species whispered. The Galactic Council convened immediately. Ambassador Kevin Moore addressed them. Humans have never sought war. They have defended their people and their planet with skill, patience, and intelligence. The galaxy has misjudged them for centuries. They are not weak. They are the guardians of peace and the masters of strategy. Council members nodded in silence. Humans had rewritten history. Their strength was undeniable. The final engagement began. The largest Zarn fleet moved toward the heart of human space. John Carter gave calm orders. We strike at the heart of their pride. Do not waste energy. Strike precisely. The galaxy must see humans fight as humans fight. Human fleets moved into position, unseen and ready. Ships that had been hidden in asteroid belts and behind gas clouds emerged at the perfect moment. Alien sensors detected them too late. Human strategy unfolded like a masterful plan. Hidden human squads disabled alien weapons and engines. Lieutenant Daniel Ross led daring attacks on command ships. Emma White directed energy flows, maintaining shields and maximizing weapons efficiency. Lisa Brown monitored communications, predicting and countering enemy commands. The Zarn fleet was trapped. Their numbers were vast, but their coordination was poor. Human strategy and intelligence won the day. During the battle, calm messages were transmitted to the Zarn. John Carter's voice was steady and confident. Humans fight to defend their people. Surrender now and your empire may survive. We are not weak. We are patient, intelligent, and skilled. Your pride is predictable. Ours is not. The Zarn fleet hesitated. Thousands of ships paused, unable to respond to humans' precision. Surrender was the only choice. By the end of the day, the Zarn Empire had surrendered. Their ships were captured or disabled, commanders taken prisoner. Humans had won without chaos or panic. The galaxy watched silently. The thousand-year peace had been tested, and humanity had defended it brilliantly. Civilians on Earth were safe. Life continued calmly, as if nothing had changed, but the galaxy now knew the truth. Humans were strong, patient, and intelligent. John Carter walked among his officers. We defended our planet, our people, and our way of life, but we did not seek war. Humans fight only when necessary. They fight with patience and intelligence. The galaxy has learned this now. Lisa Brown smiled. We waited for the perfect moment. We did not panic. We did not rush. We acted when it mattered most. The lesson is clear. Lieutenant Daniel Ross and Emma White nodded, proud of their success. The Galactic Council sent ambassadors to human space to witness the outcome. Species that had once ignored or underestimated humans now bowed in respect. Ambassador Kevin Moore explained humanity's ways. Humans do not seek war. They defend with patience, strategy, and intelligence. The galaxy misjudged them for centuries. Now the truth is clear. Humans will always protect peace, but they will never be weak. On Earth, John Carter looked at the stars beyond the planet. He thought about the thousands of years of peace humanity had lived. That peace had allowed them to grow in secret, study the galaxy, and prepare for the worst. Humans had chosen laughter and calm over panic, patience over fear, and intelligence over chaos. Lisa Brown recorded reports for history. This is a day the galaxy will never forget, she said. Humans will always choose peace, but never forget how to fight. Emperor Cranks and his generals were brought before human leaders. They were shocked by the calm and confidence of humans. They had expected fear, panic, and surrender. Instead, they found strategy, intelligence, and patience. The galaxy learned a lesson that would be remembered for centuries. Never underestimate humans. The laughter of humans, calm and confident, had been the first warning. Now the Empire knew the truth. With the Zarn Empire defeated, humans helped other species rebuild. They did not seek conquest or revenge. Their goal had always been protection. John Carter, Lisa Brown, and their officers coordinated with the Galactic Council to ensure peace. Humans had shown the galaxy that strength could be quiet, patience could be powerful, and intelligence could protect millions of lives. As the sun set on Earth, civilians continued their lives. Children played in parks, workers finished their day, and traders closed their markets. Humans had fought the greatest war the galaxy had seen, but the calm of daily life remained. John Carter smiled, looking at the stars. The galaxy had seen humans laugh, fight, and win. The thousand-year peace had ended, but humans had proven that they could defend it, and more. The final lesson of the war was clear. Humans would always seek peace. They would protect life and civilization. But if the galaxy threatened them or their people, they would respond with patience, intelligence, and skill. Laughter had been the first signal, calm had been the shield, and strategy had been the sword. The galaxy had learned to respect humanity. Part 5 ends with the Zarn Empire defeated, the galaxy respecting humans, and the thousand-year peace rewritten with humanity as a guardian force. John Carter, Lisa Brown, and their teams had proven that humans fight differently, with patience, intelligence, and confidence. The story closes with the galaxy understanding one truth: humans are not weak. They defend with calm and precision, and they never forget how to fight.